Hi guys. So here are my friends car. People. Dalikod lang tayo. Wait lang sino. Ay, may mga klase pa pala sa tab. So, for today, saan ba ako magandang background dito? Dito lang. Okay? Lutuan ko na itong mga dito.
Full course man to, no?
If the world was meant to, I wanna be next to you. Hi guys. Next to you. So here we are in the rise of the sun, or the sun of the brightness. Let's start. La 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 la. Show all of this annoying garbage. Good afternoon, class. Good afternoon, ma'am. So today, I am your teacher in Philippine Constitution, and today we will be tackling about death penalty. As you have heard about death penalty, can so anyone who is favor okay. But before we're gonna learn, I would like to ask in anyone I would like to ask anyone in the class who is in favor of death penalty? Who is against death penalty? Very good. Now, when we say death penalty, it is a punishment or capital of it is a punishment for heinous or capital offenses was committed capital offenses in the Philippines beginning the Spanish period. Okay, it's because so when a person commits adultery or when a person commits murder, the law which is established in the land will persecute them because of the capital offense which they committed. Now, from which dean talk us about taba bibirira barira baba jibi 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 laba 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 laba. Wala akong naintindihan guys. Sure. It is a punishment for heinous or capital offenses which was offenses in the Philippines beginning the Spanish period. It was the Spanish who brought the concept of death penalty to the Philippines so that people will be compensated. People will take accountability, or the criminals will take accountability of their crime by hanging or by death of garrotes, like what happened to Gomburza. Although what Spanish did towards Gomburza was an unjustified way of killing. It was just a priest killing a priest. That was the view of Jose Rizal. A Spanish priest is not allowed to kill another Filipino priest. They were racist. And they would say that Filipinos, like what Friar Gaspar de San Agustin, they said that Filipino is like recuerdo Filipinos. They said that Filipino have only half soul. Yung dignidad nila kalahati lang ng bibig. Hindi ko kumpara mo yung isa. A piece of shit. Garbage. Capital offenses. It was a punishment for heinous or capital offenses in the Philippines beginning the Spanish period. So if you have learned about death penalty, there are senates who were against it, and there were also political identity, political individuals who are also against it. But you know for a fact that people should be accountable, or criminals should be accountable of not just a life. What would a life? You should send them directly to God. Char. Okay, now. But here are some fun facts about the They said that the arguments of those who are in favor of death penalty is that if death penalty were to exist in the Philippines, then it would suggest that the people who will commit crime will start to get scared. Or they will be scared for committing that crime because there are already a lot of consequences on that. Consequences on that type of act. So you have to learn buji 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 buji. That was the argument of that. Is that people will be scared of committing crimes if people will start committing crimes. People will be scared of committing crimes if the penalty law was established in the Philippines. They will be scared of the consequences of committing a heinous crime, may it be murder or adultery. It's the same case. But then the argument against death penalty is that establishing death penalty and the rates of crime. Joke lang. The arguments against death penalty on why death penalty should be abolished is that there is no conclusive evidence from penologists. There is no conclusive evidence from penologists that it has a special deterrent effects. That it has a special deterrent effects on criminality, which means that even if death penalty was established, it has no cure. The crime is still there. The people will still do crime because after all, the nature of a man is a sinner. He will commit sins, whether it's a murder, major sins, whatever any sins with that. So we understood now, child. So and if it was abolished, then the rate. But there is no conclusive evidence from the penologists. That it has a special deterrent effects on criminals or criminality. There are some highlights that I actually wanted to share with you on the argument of those who are in favor of it versus the argument of those who are against it. The argument of those who are favored on death penalty, they said that if death penalty was established, then the people, those criminals will start, or the people will start to get scared of committing a crime because they understood now that it has some serious consequences. And if it was abolished, if death penalty was abolished, then the criminal rate will increase. The criminality acts will increase because people will no longer think of consequences. And an argument that is against it is that there is no conclusive evidence from penologists that it has a special deterrent effects on criminality. That just because death penalty is there does not mean that people will stop committing crime. People will still commit crime. So they would say that, oh, fine, you know, by nature, a man is a sinner. Check. Is there anyone of you who can actually? Is there anyone of you who knows? What? She did. Because he was an anti-death penalty. He was one of the individuals who were against death penalty. Ala, bilang buwan niya. Good afternoon, class. Okay, I'm your teacher in Philippine Constitution, and today we will tackle about death penalty. And I know that a lot of you knows already or some mini information about death penalty. Anyone here who are favoring death penalty? Raise your hand. Any one of you who are against death penalty? Raise your hand. Okay, now, so let's define first what is death penalty. When we say death penalty, it is a punishment for capital offense or criminal. It is a punishment for criminal capital offense in the Philippines. That in the beginning of Spanish period, it was the Spanish people who bring the concept of death penalty. The people who commit heinous crimes should be accountable with the punishment of whether being killed by hanging, death by hanging, or death by garrotes. Like a blade that can struck into your neck. You don't want to commit crimes if you have ever heard of punishment being committed there in that place, or punishment, the consequences of punishment committed in that place. So yeah, Spanish. But then, if I were to share with you, what are the ideas or the arguments that favors death penalty? They said that if death penalty was established in the law of the land, which means that people will start to get scared of committing crimes because they finally understood that committing crimes is a heinous act. No, committing crimes has its own pure consequences, and if it was abolished, then people will no longer start to think consequences. The criminality rate will start to rise up, leading to societal crisis or societal crisis in the land. And the argument against death penalty of those who do not want the penalty to be established is that there is no conclusive evidence from the penologists that it has a special deterrent effects on criminality, which means that the relationship between people committing crime and the penalty, even if the penalty is there, it does not mean that man or a person cannot commit a crime. Because they said that man by nature is a sinner. But that's the ideal. That's why back in the time of very good. Now, can anybody in the class know who is Gloria Macapagal Arroyo? We will start things and study laws or the Republic Acts which he established during his years to be against the penalty. Tarantado man talaga to. Pero okay lang, I'm not mad. Okay, now. if you haven't learned about this, the 1987 Constitution, this article prepared in 1987 Constitution. Anyone in the class? Very good. 18 articles with 350. Ano ba yun? May 351 ba yung ano? Impeachment between the two-thirds of people. And that is perfect. I'm really glad that everybody was able to understand what the penalty is. That is what I'm doing. No conclusive evidence or technologies, but it has a special deterrent effect on criminality, which means that even if death penalty was established there, and then no one would want to get killed. I mean, the consequences is just crazy. No one would want to commit a crime if they know the consequences of their the consequences of committing the honest crime, right? Because we know for a fact every single day the Philippines, whether it's Zamboanga or to Manila, a lot of crime. Shooting incidents and all those people killing people for a reason, which they said, wow, killing people for a reason. We have this serious topics, very controversial, which is controversial topics. We will just, and it will be fun. Now, before I will start the concept of what the penalty is there anyone? I know a lot of you who have a lot of these classes have a mini information about what penalty is. Who are in favor of the penalty? Raise your hand and give me some reasons why you are. Very good. Now, after our discussion, I want everyone to write down essay, okay? So that everyone, and I will read your. Learn about it. Death penalty was stopped at the 149. 1987 Constitution, and that happened when, however, the Article 3, Section 19, that if the senators, if 19 states that it can be imposed when Congress approves it. Ano ba yung Congress? How many articles do we have in 1987 Constitution? How many words are there? 2,000. Very good. Very good. Very good. That's good. And I really love when everyone is reading this, because it is such a controversial topic. And it's because of the reactionary. And really, have you ever heard about, there was a bomb, and they were assassinated while they were on their car. And a lot of it's just insane. Day by day, a lot of crime. And so what do you really feel about those crimes, baby? What do you feel about the criminality rate or the crime rate here in the Philippines? Are you okay with it or are you not? Part of it. Okay? So now you know, some mini foundation on what death penalty is. Okay? So anyone in the class, a little bit okay. Wala po siya. Gusto ko magbili ng mga since you participated, you will earn a sticker. Okay lang, hindi na. Okay guys, that's enough. Ay, joke lang. May worries pa ata ako. Fun fact, then death penalty was stopped during the existence of 1987 Constitution. However, in Article 3, Section 19, states that it can be imposed. The death penalty can be imposed if Congressman or the legislative department approves of it. But there is this one right? Man, you really feel about it. But that's the thing. It's a very controversial. It will enlighten us on the crime that is going on. But was reinstated in 1996 in the Republic Act of 8177, prescribing the use of but it was reinstated in 1996 using the Republic of 8177. The only way for them to as the manner of the method or as the process of penalty. Okay, it was proceeded in 1996 using using the method of lethal injection as a manner using with the passage of RA 8177 with the use of lethal injection as a method of penalty. And later stopped in 1999 because if you haven't learned about it, Gloria Macapagal Arroyo anti-death penalty. Gloria Macapagal Arroyo does not want death penalty. So she passed a moratorium memo with the passage of and later signed RA 9346 to abolish death penalty. So all of those who are to be dealt with death penalty is all sentenced to death penalty are committed to life imprisonment. Whether you put that person forever in prison, kasi may mga times, may mga, if you haven't heard about the crime of a pedophile, how a pedophile has killed, who raped, murdered a 3-year-old Filipino girl. But look, he was one of the worst pedophiles that have entered the Philippines. So he was sentenced to 120 years. Oh my God. I don't know what's with that. So parang Wala, lumalakad pa rin, kinahabol ko na.
Hindi yan.